up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's Tuesday afternoon here in Findlay, Ohio, and what a difference a day makes. Yesterday, I was sweating, dying, trying to get in a beer review. Today, it's in the 70s and absolutely gorgeous. So no better time to be hanging out, relaxing, and trying a new beer. The one I have today is called Number 4, and this is part of the experimental series from Stickman Brews, and they're out of Royersford, PA. They have another location in Chester Springs, Pennsylvania as well. So that's kind of outside of Philadelphia, not too far from the Philly area. This is an SEPA steam beer. So SEPA stands for Southeastern Pennsylvania, I assume. The transit authority there is SEPTA, S-E-P-T-A, Southeastern Pennsylvania Transit Authority. So I'm assuming it's Southeastern PA steam beer. Now I did go to the website to learn a little bit about what they had to say about this brew because I couldn't really find a lot elsewhere. There was no listings on Beer Advocate, on Untapped. It had a few check-ins. It did pretty good. It had a 3.85, but there's only about 126 check-ins. So if you go to the website, it basically says this is the 4th beer in their experimental series, and it's a SEPA steam beer. What's a steam beer? It's a type of beer that dates back to the California Gold Rush. There were a few theories as to why it's called steam beer. When all East Coasters headed out west to dig for gold, there was no real infrastructure for breweries with refrigeration. So everything was fermented warm and without ice while brewing. And the brewers would have a distinct cloud of steam rising off them while the hot wort cooled. So I guess that's one of the reasons. Now, there were also the first beers kegged on the West Coast, and the old keg system was let off a mist that looked like steam when tapped. So I guess these are the two kind of competing theories or urban legends as to how the style got that name. Now, when you go on Untapped or whatever, they just have this listed as a California common. So when you talk about steam beers, obviously the first one that probably comes to mind is Anchor Steam, right? One of the OG craft breweries, and it was a really original style. I guess not original, it's a historic style that maybe they brought back into prominence. Now, if you hear some noise, I have a couple of things going on today. It's not the usual lawnmowers. They're actually repaving my street. So we have some nice fresh asphalt out there, but it sounds like they're going by doing it now. Anyway, this beer comes in at 5.2% ABV. As far as ratings, like I said, did pretty good on Untapped, although it was a relatively small sample size with 126. So I'm kind of interested to see, what this bad boy tastes like. Let's give it a shot. I'm going with a Nonic pint glass here from McLean's Ales. Picked this up while I was in Canada a while back. All right. Color. It's a nice amber color. And fair amount of carbonation. Nothing too crazy though. There's a decent amount. Head. Probably a finger's width. Just kind of white. Looks nice though. Nice, decent looking head. I wouldn't say it's real frothy looking, but it's all right. Give it a sniff. Kind of like a light malt, light hops. Nothing too dominant. Nothing crazy going on. Slightly sweet. Smells pretty decent. Let's give it a shot. Cheers. Medium bodied, probably on the lighter side of medium. Taste is actually quite nice. The first thing you kind of pick up is like a caramel malt taste, which I quite like. And then it kind of passes down to the hoppiness. And it's kind of like a fruity hoppy taste. It's actually pretty good. It's light hops. It's not as much as I maybe thought that it would have been. I couldn't find the IBUs for this beer, but I did some research on the style in general. It said it's usually between 35 and 45, which isn't incredibly hoppy. It's not too bad. But for some reason, I thought maybe this would be a slight bit hoppier, but it's not. I quite like it. It almost just tastes like a slightly hoppier lager. Maybe a little more of a hop presence than a regular old lager. But overall, I think it's a pretty good beer. And I would definitely try another one of these. Steam beers are one of them styles you really don't see that much, which is, I guess, kind of a shame. When I was doing the research into the kind of beer, the style, it says it's brewed with lager yeast, but fermented at ale temperatures. Again, if we look back at the historical reasons, obviously there's reasons why they'd have to do it then. Now it's more, doing it for taste or for nostalgia, I guess. But it's a decent style of beer, and I quite like it. Now, again, today's a nice cool day instead of a sweltering hot day. This is hitting the spot. It goes down quite nicely. Yeah, medium light, sweet malty caramel, maybe a little bit of biscuitiness to it as well. A little bit of hops at the end, kind of some fruity flavors to it. Overall, it's a decent beer, and I'm thrilled to be able to check it out, because this Stickman Brews, I wouldn't have been able to get out in Ohio if Pete hadn't sent it out. So thanks so much for sending this to me. It's really great to be able to try beers from other areas. It's cool to do stuff from your own area and the microbreweries around you, but sometimes it's cool to check out some other stuff. I feel like obviously I live in Ohio, it's what's most readily available. Sometimes it's nice to try stuff from PA or other places, or a beer I had from Maine the other day, just to try something different. So for the experimental series, SEPA steam beer from Stickman Brews, you get a thumbs up. I would drink another one of these. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. If you haven't looked, I have a bunch of playlists down below. You can look at beers. I broke them up by week. I also broke them down by style. So there's like stout, sours, ales. I broke them down by region in some instances. So I have Belgian and German playlist, British playlist. Some states where I do a lot of beers, like Ohio, Michigan, they have their own playlists. So if you're interested in different types of beers, styles, or geographic regions in the brewing world, check out the playlist. It might be something you like there. Hey, until next time, have a wonderful week. Cheers.